Hi there, today we have another car for review. It's a Volkswagen Golf from 2011. It has a 1.4 liter petrol engine, TSI, with 122 horsepower and a manual gearbox. As I said, today we have a Volkswagen Golf to review. It's from 2011. It's got almost 152,000 kilometers on the clock. The engine is a 1.4 liter TSI with 122 horsepower and 200 Newton meters of torque. Coupled with a manual gearbox, a 6-speed manual gearbox, and considering the weight of the car, almost 1.2 tons, it means that it goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in around 9.6 seconds, 9.5, something like that. And the top speed is 200 kilometers per hour. In terms of consumptions, being a petrol engine, you can see values as high as 10, maybe 11 or even 12 liters inside the city. But outside the city, going at the speed limit on national roads, you can see values as low as 5, maybe 6 liters per 100 kilometers. And on the highway, again, obeying the speed limit, you'll see values more like 7.5 liters per 100 kilometers. In terms of luggage space, being a hatchback and quite a cubic shaped hatchback actually, it does have a pretty useful amount of space back here. As you can see, we have our usual luggage, the carry-on luggage, and it does seem to have enough space for another maybe 4, 5 such as this one. But other than that, we don't have any other features. We don't have any pocket on the right side or on the left side. It's only a bracelet for your warning triangle and the first aid kit. But underneath the floor you do have some additional space, which can be used to store a temporary spare wheel. In the back, on the door card, we have some pretty interesting materials actually. They are quite soft, even up here, with an interesting design. You also have quite a soft pillow here on the door card, where your elbow usually goes. We have some speakers here in the door card, some space that is actually covered with felt, and obviously the control for the electric window. As for the space in the back, being a hatchback and sort of a cubic design, you have more than enough space, with actually quite a lot of commodities for the year 2010. We have back pockets on the front seat. We have some air vents here in the back, an armrest which doesn't have an additional cubby or cup holders, because the cup holders are actually down here and they are adjustable, so that's nice. And also here in the back you can see a light fixture for the back passengers. This is the space in the back. As you can see, I fit quite well in here, and I'm almost 1 meter and 82 centimeters in height, and I have plenty of knee room, something like 3 fingers, and as usual the front seat is in line with the B-pillar of the car. I have enough headroom, more like 4 fingers actually, and overall quite a nice area, lots of space for your knees, for your legs. The only downside is that you cannot stretch your legs so much in front of you, even though the seat in front is a bit lifted. I'm not really able to put my feet in there, or I'm not sure that I'm supposed to do so, because there are some air vents down there. But yeah, pretty much this is the space in the back, and I'm quite comfortable here. As for the front door card, we have pretty much the same materials as in the back, but that's alright because they are soft, and they make you feel quite comfortable on a long drive, with some decor element here. Again, soft touch materials here on the door card, with speakers and an even bigger pocket, again felt, covered with felt. The space is more than adequate for a tall adult, because again the shape of the car is quite like a cube. The seats are an interesting combination of Alcantara and usual textile, so they hold you quite nice. They are not the most sports seats, but they're all right for a medium to long drive. You also have some lumbar support, and you can adjust the height of the seat. And for my knees, as you can see, I have plenty of room, something like 4 fingers. I can really stretch my legs, but there's only one downside. The materials here on the lower part, they are quite hard and brittle, and maybe it's not such a great idea to lean my knee on that part, but anyhow. The glove box, on the other hand, is pretty large. It's covered on all sides, and it's an alright space. As for the driver's side, the door card obviously is mirroring the one on the right side, except for the fact that we have some more controls here for the windows, for the outside mirrors, and also the option to lock or unlock the doors from the inside. The seat is identical with the one on the right side. It has the same materials and the same controls. On the left side of the steering wheel, we have the unit for controlling the lights of the car, with the height of the headlights and the lights from the inside of the car, from the dashboard, and also a small cubby space underneath that area. As for the steering wheel, as you can see, it's sort of a big steering wheel, but on the other hand, it's quite a narrow feeling in the hand. Let me close the door and actually start the car. The controls on the steering wheel itself, they are real buttons, which is nice. You have the media control on the left side of the steering wheel, and on the right side you have the controls for the small info display from the gauge cluster. Behind the steering wheel we have usual commands for wipers and lights, and also here you'll find the controls for the cruise control of the car. The dashboard is pretty classic analog dials, easy to read, easy to understand. As you can see, we have the oil temperature, which is always a nice thing to see. And if we scroll down, we can see the average consumption on the long term of the car. Moving to the central of the car, we can see the mirror, which does darken when there are lights behind you. We have the light fixtures and the control for the sunglass, and also a sunglass holder, sunroof, I'm sorry, and the holder for the sunglasses, but unfortunately it's not big enough for every pair of sunglasses. Going back on the central console, we have an aftermarket infotainment screen, so I won't be talking about it. Down under there's the climate unit with heated seats, some storage space with a cigarette lighter, as is almost 2011 car, as I said. Afterwards we have some controls for the parking sensors, and as you can see, the materials here, they are not so reliable actually. After that we have the control for the manual gearbox, we have the handbrake and an additional storage space, which actually is sort of a cup holder. You can move this bottle opener actually, so you can configure the space for your cups, but they are not so deep, so I don't know if I trust it enough to hold a beverage there. And in the back we have a central armrest that can be adjusted in height and also in length, and again we have a small cubby underneath it with an auxiliary port. And now you've joined me in the driving part of the review, and the first thing that I can mention about the car is the ease of use, the way that controls are so logically laid out, easy to understand what every button does. And overall I can mention that is quite a comfortable car, even though this model runs on 17-inch wheels. The suspension is quite compliant. It deals really nice with the bumps actually. You do feel them inside the cabin, but it's not something that is gonna bother you. As is the noise insulation, is a pretty quiet car, especially this model with the petrol engine. You barely feel the noise from the engine, especially at lower speeds and with some music on. As for the steering wheel, I already mentioned that it's quite a light feeling steering wheel, and the downside is that's also quite a numb steering feel. Again, don't get me wrong, the car does whatever you tell it to do, but it doesn't respond so eager to your commands. Things are quite slow to react, actually. It encourages you to drive a bit slowly in a more comfortable manner. The same can be said about the pedals, the clutch, the brakes. They're easy to operate, easy to figure how to control them without jerking the commands. And so is the gearbox. It's quite a short gearbox, a short shifter, and that overall makes the whole experience of the car comfortable and it's not gonna feel tiresome. Obviously, being sort of a city car, you can take long trips with it, but it's gonna shine more inside the city, where the noise levels are gonna be quite minimum. As we will see when we get to the highway at higher speeds, you won't feel the noise from the engine at all, but you get a bit of wind noise from the outside mirrors, and actually quite a lot of tire noise. Again, this car being on 17-inch wheels, with which are quite large for this type of vehicle and for the period of time from when the car is but as you can see, it deals with the bumps fairly smooth. You do get some noises, occasional noises inside the cabin from the suspension, but for the most part, it's a comfortable ride. Going to the maintenance aspect of the car, being a petrol engine, is not so expensive to maintain. The fuel, it's regular fuel. The oil changes can be a bit pushed to 12, maybe 15,000 kilometers if you mostly use the car outside the city. But for city driving, and especially for the reliability issues that the engines from this period of time suffered, you will be better off to do the regular maintenance at around 10,000 kilometers, with some additional maintenance like spark plugs at around 50 to 60,000. But the parts are pretty inexpensive. Being a light car, you don't really have to do such an extensive maintenance for the brakes, for the tires of the car, or the suspension for that matter. So yeah, pretty easy to maintain overall. It has got quite low maintenance costs over the years. Now that we are on the highway, we can go to 90 kilometers per hour. and you'll see the noise inside the cabin. This is 90. As you can probably hear, most of the noise is coming from the tires. But other than that, the wind is not upsetting me. Without any music, I can hear the cars passing by. It doesn't have double glass insulation or something like that, but other than that, I'm quite comfortable at this speed. Now we'll go to 110. This is it. Now you can start to hear the noise from the outside wind. And now I'm gonna get to 130. This is it. As you can again probably hear, at this speed you don't feel the sound from the tires as much, because you do get some noise from the outside wind. And also the engine starts to, the noise from the engine starts to get inside the cabin a bit, because the RPMs are at around 3000, and for the most part you can feel like the engine is working. Not hard, but it's working. Those were the noise levels and aspects about the maintenance of the car. Switching to the problems. Luckily, the owner didn't really encounter any problems since he got the car. Mainly, he only did one job in the workshop, and that was the timing chain. And the guys from the workshop said that it might be a good idea to replace some of the gears from the timing chain as well. It has some variable gears or something like that. But the cost of that maintenance actually was pretty high, and the owner ended up not doing that whole operation, being a timing chain and some accessories like the water pump. total cost was something like 400 to 500 euros, and with the gears and the whole set it would have gone up to almost 1,000 euros. So that's why he didn't do it. Now we are on the rough patch of concrete. We are going at 50 kilometers, somewhere between 50 and 60 kilometers per hour. And this is pretty much the noise inside the cabin. Here you can really hear the tires inside the cabin. I'm not sure if this particular car has something wrong with the tires. Maybe they're old. I'm not really sure. They are from Uni Royal, so they are quite a medium brand. But I noticed them. I feel like they're a bit noisy inside the cabin. But other than that, even though I can feel the bumps, obviously, I'm not really in discomfort inside the car. I would prefer maybe some smaller wheels on this type of concrete road, but it is what it is. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with the ease of use of the car and the overall comfort inside the car. Yeah, that's pretty much it. As a conclusion, I think I would enjoy owning such a vehicle, mainly for the city driving. But then again, I would prefer it with an DSG gearbox, even though in that respect it would be quite a troublesome gearbox with dry clutches. But I think it would be worth the effort, the maintenance cost or the repair costs actually, because it would have made the car a bit more comfortable, especially inside the city. But yeah, I don't have pretty much anything else to say. It's an average car with quite an average cost of ownership, and even though some people might get scared of this type of engine with TSI from 2010 and onwards, as the owner has got lucky maybe with this car, maybe so are others. Thank you for watching. Hope to see your impressions in the comment section. And again, I hope to see you at my next video. See ya.